vamos a ver este gameplay. Hay competencia. Está Marvel, Rivals. Y mira si hay competencia, que mi esposa que no juegue ese estilo de juego ni nada. Lo que juega es Fortnite. Yo me puse a ver un tournament y ella ahí pegada. Como si ella supiera todo lo que estaba pasando. Y yo, mira más, sí, eso que tú ves ahí. Eso es este que está gileando. Entonces este está. Y después ya. ¿Qué? Y yo. Ya entiendo por qué hay tanta fanaticada. Por qué se llenan estadios. A veces, no voy a mentir. A mí me encanta sentarme. A ver gente jugar. A ver qué tal le meten. A ver si le meten exagerado. A ver a qué niveles llegan. Vamos a ver esto.
I guess I sorta suspected the day would come when my inner despot would awaken to wreak havoc on the galaxy, but I was surprised just how quickly it went down after just a few minutes with the upcoming spacefaring shooter, Wildgate. This chaotic sci-fi first-person shooter blends PvE and PvP objectives alongside exploration and combat on foot and aboard a ship that requires multiple people to operate, a formula that may feel quite familiar to any fellow Sea of Thieves fans. But unlike Sea of Thieves, where the chaos of player-on-player piracy is a somewhat infrequent and optional distraction, in Wildgate it's the primary focus, and the inevitable clash of geared-up crews left me feeling the same heart-pounding intensity of a battle royale as I barked commands at my crewmates and watched my enemies become just another cluster of space debris.
Wildgate.
This win is a stone
Wildgate.
for the ages.
Wildgate pits 5 teams of 4 players against one another in a competitive space heist, where time is of the essence and anything goes in these 20 to 40-minute brawls. Though there are 20 players in each procedurally generated world, you're unlikely to run into any rival crews at the outset, instead using the calm before the storm to explore the miniature dungeons scattered throughout the cosmos. By delving in...
Son palabras finas, son 20, de 4 los cruzos, son 5 cruz. Los tiran como en un mapa, son diferentes, digamos, galaxias, farmean un poquito y se encuentran. Esto es un Battle Royale.
To these places, slaying enemies that lie within, solving minor puzzles, and claiming loot, my squad and I gathered upgrades to bring back to our ship, including more powerful turrets, better shielding for our ship, ammo, healing items,
desarrollar la nave,
weaponry to carry into
el weapon, todo antes de la batalla.
Behind conquering these places as quickly as possible was to find the one and only artifact hidden in each map. By collecting this all-important relic, every opposing team would be notified that we'd done so and be given an ongoing ping of our location as well. Then it was a mad dash to the Wildgate, and if we could fend off the enemy long enough to get to it, we'd...
Si consigues el artefacto, ¡pum!, lo montaste, automáticamente todo el mundo sabe, ya te pimpió. Esta gente están ready, están en el sitio tal. ¿Qué?
Instantly win the match and leave our adversaries choking on our space dust. Naturally, every single rival player on the map would throw their full weight into preventing our escape, which is where the hilariously fun, full-on chaos of Wildgate shows itself. Though you can respawn infinitely after being killed, if someone destroys your ship, you're knocked out of the match for good when killed, giving PvP especially high stakes. Ship-to-ship space combat is an intense, highly cooperative effort where you'll need to share responsibility for piloting, manually-mounted weapons, and repairing damage. The tools you've looted along the way can make that job easier and can have a pretty profound impact on how you approach combat. For example, on one run my crew...
En verdad, visualmente, podría verse mejor. ¿Verdad, mi pensar?
Found a bunch of close-range turrets that encouraged us to get up close and personal with the enemy to do high damage. While in another match, I found a long-range sniper turret that allowed me to chip away at the enemy from a distance.
We must call the reactor.
Todos los juegos de Blizzard tienen que ser
If you
así.
prefer a more subtle approach, you can always jump into space and jetpack your way aboard an enemy ship to blast enemies while they're focused on
Unreal
piloting
Engine
the ship,
3.
plant bombs to deal massive damage to their hull, steal the artifact out from under their noses if they've left it unguarded, or just hit the self-destruct button and defend the area until their core goes nuclear and wipes them out. This can turn the tables on an enemy that has better gear on their ship or has managed to outmaneuver you with their piloting skills by disrupting their ability to manage their vessel and pull focus from other, more pressing objectives. If you'd rather not go through the trouble of hunting down an artifact and racing through the escape gate, then you can do what I did and simply hunt down and eliminate every single enemy crew until you're the last team standing. They can't extract the artifact if they're dead, after all. This approach can prove
Se gana de dos maneras. El artefacto y huye. O el artefacto y matas a todo el mundo y ya.
especially effective since you're able to
Soy
scrap
el
every
último, the last
downship for
survivor.
parts to add them to your growing
Está bien.
arsenal. And if you're especially slimy, like me, you can wait to ambush the enemy while they're busy with a PvE dungeon, blowing up their ship while it's unmanned, then swooping in to claim the hard-won loot from the area they were in the middle of clearing out. All's fair in love and
Si dejan la nave sola,
space piracy, my friends.
Stillness after destruction.
I was pleasantly surprised by the depth and replayability of this no-holds-barred slugfest, and after more than 6 hours, I still felt like I was only just beginning to figure out the best strategies to pull off a win consistently. For example, I learned the hard way that if you're chasing an enemy ship who is seconds away from escaping through the Wild Gate and you're bombarding them with everything you've got, you should probably make sure you're standing far enough away to not also blow yourself up in the process, resulting in a draw. Unlocking new characters and gear as you score XP also provides some new
esto sí es la parte entretenida, que no solamente ir, entrar barrio y salir, level, cosas, grinding, loot, loot, loot. Para mí, todo esto se resume en una sola palabra, loot. ¿Qué puedo yo llevarme? ¿Cuál es mi loot? ¿Qué tan bueno es el loot? Por el tiempo invertido. 1 hora de mi tiempo mínimo, un legendario ya yo quiero. Mínimo. Exijo, es más, exijo un epic. Un violeta. Mínimo. Vamos a ir viendo esto.
options, like the bird-like character
Blizzard.
Mophs, whose unique ability to
Blizzard
become
tiene
invisible
alguito por
when
ahí,
boarding
vamos a ver.
enemy ships can be especially
Un Battle
useful in
Royale
pulling
bien
off
parecido a
some
Jump Chip esto, pero no es Jump Chip. Esto es un Battle Royale realmente.
After the small
Jump Chip
taste,
es
I
súper
already get the
diferente.
impression
Pensé que
that Wild
se
Gate will be
veía,
one of those games
pero no
where
lo es.
crazy things happen every single match that send me howling to my friends in victory or defeat, then swapping war stories with anyone who will listen the next morning. And if it manages to pull that off, it could very well be my next squad-based obsession.
Not sure what it is, but I got a surprisingly good feeling about this place.
For more, check out our previews of
Este jueguito que ustedes ven aquí, Clear Obscure Expedition 33. Esto va a ser un juegazo. Ya yo tengo, ¿sabes? Y todo agendado el juego ahí, copiado. Esto lo vamos a estar jugando tan pronto llegue. Así, Rush, Corillo, vamos a seguir viendo un par de cositas. Gameplay, review. ¿Vieron esos reviews de Snow White? ¿Vieron el desastre que Disney lleva? En verdad que yo quisiera ya que soltaran Star Wars. Dénselos a alguien, no son fan. Alguien que, sé yo, tenga ganas de hacer algo productivo con Star Wars. Estamos necesitando películas nuevas de Star Wars. Pueden ser de Old Republic, allá con Basti, la Raven, todo ese corillo, eso es super nice. Nos encantaría. Un cutter nuevo donde podamos, ¿sabes? Corrompernos, usar diferentes gears, diferentes sabers, ¿sabes? Weapon de mandalorianos, blasters. You know, like Elden Ring, algo así. ¿Saben? No olviden que pueden seguir en donde Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, X, para que vean todo. Los veo, corillo.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.